any site that's a major publisher, like 99% of their traffic, Mark, goes to their individual articles, not to the homepage and then people navigating.
You're the person that I consider at the top of experts.
Oh my. Well, I appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah, I've always been impressed by your work and how you communicate and how you try to inspire and teach others. It's been very impressive. I mean, it's genuine coming from you. So
thank you. It's been 30 years.
Yeah. No, you're great.
So how can I help? I love your cause with invisible people.
Yeah.
Awareness to
I filled out your form. It was part of this email thing. So I went in and gave all the permissions. So my thing, and I've tried, you know what, I don't know. I probably should. I've tried to hide. Go ahead.
You could just share your screen too.
Yeah, no. I was trying to give a link to, I've had some data reports created, data studios like this. Okay. I'll put it in the chat. Hopefully, I think you should be able to access, and if not, I can give you access, or I can.
It says I can't. I'll request access. So the system says that you started the strategy assessment, but it doesn't say you completed it. So it could be a bug on our end, or maybe you didn't hit submit at the end.
I might not have filled out everything because it didn't relate to a nonprofit. There are a lot of business questions.
Okay. So well, I mean, nonprofits are businesses just in a different way, right?
I get it, but something, like sales leads and different things, it just was, here, I added you. I'm at that awkward phase with a funder, founder. Like it's been me for the last 10 years and I now have some resources. So I've been able to hire some people and bring it on. So I'm at that really awkward phase of trying to figure out what to delegate, who to delegate. Yeah. I mean, I just brought on a project manager. I had to let him go. Yeah. And it's just, it's not really easy for me when it comes to data, because I created this monster. Now that we're doing journalism, we're on Apple News and Google News. Yeah. We produce, that's a different bucket. Then we have the YouTube bucket, which is video. And we do now scripted films and documentaries, and we're doing all this stuff. But online, I've never been able to find anybody that really understands data and what we're trying to do. They all do like cookie cutter. I've had the SEO off audit done a bunch of times. And they all tell you, well, you need to add your alt tags, right? Well,
yeah, that's not really SEO, but yeah.
Right. But that's, it's cookie cutter. It's like, I get it. I have 13 years of content and the last 10 years or 7 years, I've got alt tags in. The first few years, I'm not going to go back. Right. So, because we have so much content.
No, you've got 1 million subscribers on YouTube and 250 million views, tons of awesome videos. What have you looked at anything like repurposing content?
Yeah, I've started doing that. And we started in fact, even on TikTok, we just jumped on 4 or 5 months ago and we're already at 1 million views a month.
I think that's your strategy right there.
Yeah. And so I just hired a social video producer, which is something I've been trying to find. I know you do a lot with virtual assistants. I've been trying to find here, and it was like I couldn't find freelance people. I couldn't find agencies,
right?
Unless they wanted them, right? They wanted big bucks. I mean, and then some people hire. Like I saw jobs on Indeed for social video, right. But I just am not in the spot just to hire a TikTok person right now.
No, it doesn't make any sense because that means there has to be commercial intent to justify what they're doing, because everything is for agencies should be geared around driving sales or leads, but you don't have that direct ROI as easily.
No, it doesn't. And that is, so our primary is education and awareness. I know our 4 audiences. Sadly, homelessness affects a lot of people, but you still have to target. So I try to segment it out to younger adults.
Yeah.
That is our first agenda. Fundraising and all that and advocacy is important. I believe if you provide value, people, I'll give you, I had 20,000 subs on YouTube for 8 years. YouTube used to tell me that's great for a nonprofit. Then I started paying attention.
Yeah.
I wish I'd done it sooner. And we grew up to like 4 million views a month. And my revenue grew to $12,000 online donations when video views, right? I didn't ask for money. It's just when you provide more value, more people wanted to donate.
Well, because your top videos are all individual stories. Like today's Sergey's 18th birthday.
Right. And they're older.
Story after story.
Yeah. And those have been harder to produce because just logistically, they with the criminalization and displacement and people don't trust anymore. I'm getting older. It's not easier for me to just walk down the street like I used to. And it's not sustainable when it all depends on me. So that's where I've been introducing, and I can, that's where I've been, and I should have done this going in.
Oh, you've got to recruit a team of advocates that do that for you, right? Ambassadors.
Exactly. So
everyone wants to do these TED Talks, so they're all franchised out now.
Yeah.
And it's all independently organized. And there's a format on how you do a TED Talk. They have a whole way of how they collect it. So do you have some kind of format like, okay, this is how you interview someone and collect a story just with your cell phone?
I have thought about that, but there's a little bit of a risk. If some 16-year-old goes into homeless camp and gets stabbed, or the 16-year-old goes in and treats the homeless person. Once Gates Foundation almost gave me money to start building chapters.
Yeah.
So what I've been doing is I've been diversifying in content. As I sent you some links. We're also on Apple News and Google News. That we do news daily. We do scripted films, which are actually doing really good. I'm producing my third, it's on eviction, and we filmed it in Vegas. That's why I was in Vegas last week.
Oh, wow.
And they're doing, the mobile we produced for $5,000, and it has last I knew it was like 450,000 views. And the scripted films I've built into a vertical that there's a team that can go and do that. The mini documentaries also are doing good. And I have a content bucket of different types of videos for different audiences that we can pull out.
Yeah.
And then last couple of years, I've done messaging research. Went to 16 different cities, asked 2,500 people what they believe about homelessness. And, that's, I think, last year's, but there's also a 2020 version. There's a link up on top.
Where's your Google Grants?
Oh, I didn't add it to your thing because I had to. There's a company called Nonprofit Megaphone that manages it for. I can do a screen share if you like.
Yeah, let's take a look at that. Are you maxing it out?
I am. I totally am. So,
so they're increasing your budget because if you hit 3 months in a row, you can request an increase.
Well, they did for a while, but then it came back down.
Okay.
So,
like they'll give it to you seasonally, like during, Christmas.
Exactly. Exactly. And if you look at, so I did this, you'll probably appreciate this because it's not just the grant itself. You got to have the content to match. So,
also depends on what keywords you bid, but yeah.
I built this. This is Learn More. I built this using what people are searching for. Okay. So this makes a great ad campaign. Every article in there is a landing page that we use in AdWords because the content was built from and it serves our purpose, about educating homeless families. Here, I'll log in.
The funny thing is this Learn More page, even though your site has a DR62, which is great, it ranks on no keywords. And most of the pages you have rank on no keywords because I think you simply aren't passing that DR62 through internal links.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, sorry. I
don't know what DR62 means.
Okay. I'm assuming that everyone plays in my world of SEO and tools and analytics and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. No, so that is why I wanted to have this conversation, because I know we're not ranking as high as we should be. Okay. I'm putting fresh content on Google every day, and we've been doing it for 4 years.
Well, it's good to get into Google News, which is a great plus. Okay, so you see here this domain rating, DR62.
Right.
So DR is like a measure of the overall power of the site, the amount of juice that you have. So like Facebook or Google will be a 100, and some local business will be like a 20, and like a CNN might be a 92.
Right.
And like a national, like a regional newspaper, they'll be like a 70 maybe, right?
Right.
Or 80, something like that. So 62, that's about where I'd expect, given the amount of traffic that you have. The 62 comes from these 233,000 links. So every one of these links passes a certain amount of juice, some a lot and some a little.
Right. I understand the backlinks, and this is another reason why I wanted to have this conversation.
Yeah.
We used to have 3 times the traffic until COVID hit, and so I think right now we're probably at 40,000 a month, and it used to be 100 to 110, 120,000 a month.
That's what I would have expected.
And I mean, it's a niche audience.
Yeah.
But it just dropped, and I don't know why. Now, part of it is we did jump on Apple News, and Apple News is a simple platform. We also have an AMP website.
Okay.
So maybe AMP isn't registering, because I know AMP lives on the Google servers.
Yeah, but AMP is at most going to be 5 or 10%, unless you have a ton of video and a ton of media.
It's all the news. Google they used to make you do an AMP site.
Okay.
To be on news, they now don't make you do that. And
it could also be this keyword mix. I mean, you would know better than me, but I would think that there's a whole shift towards mental health and drug addiction, which is always, intertwined with homelessness. But these underlying issues with mental health and the economy and people being frustrated. So these are the keywords that are driving you the most traffic.
Right. And invisible people means people know the brand. They're looking for us.
Right.
So that's good.
Yeah. And we can see the brand search traffic as it was up higher, and maybe it's going down. It's an easy term because branded terms are super easy. But things related to homelessness, we can benchmark the traffic. Well, there's your name, of course. That's great. That's part of your brand, of course. Like these ones, you can see these, how much do panhandlers make? You move to position 3 just because your site has a 62 and it's a low competition term at a 9. But we look at these criminalizing homelessness. You talked about that.
Yeah.
If I look at Google Trends and see the changes since COVID.
Well, that my thinking is, and I gave you access to our analytics. If you go back, there is definitely a point, and it's right around the time that we went on Apple News. And Apple News is doing pretty good. I mean, it's 6,000 a month. It's not, we have a deficit. So that's the dashboard I had somebody make. And he didn't follow my directions 100%.
Well, the trouble with dashboards is you're looking at the same static views each time instead of what's actually interesting to do analysis. A lot of people think that this is analysis. That's interesting. Is this per week?
It's the date is up and above.
Okay.
Yeah, that one, there was a couple of posts on a news post that really got some good views.
Okay.
That's the last 2 weeks.
I like to look at the last month. That's just kind of what I like to do.
I've been trained on YouTube to look at 90 days.
Okay. Sorry, Suzanne, what is it? Okay, great. I thought you would have had more traffic than this. Okay.
Yeah, me too. I mean, something happened and it just flatlined, and it's been constant. And we haven't changed we keep on, chugging forward. I mean, doing the best we can. I know it's a very niche audience. I mean, I can.
Yeah, but the traffic on homelessness has stayed the same.
Right.
So that shouldn't be, I thought maybe it was a seasonality or some like COVID related thing, but there's something we're doing wrong.
Yeah, no, I totally, and maybe it was something I did to the website.
So here you basically got hammered just over a year ago is what you're saying, right? So here
maybe a little longer. We were getting
2 years. Yeah, here January. So January 2021, you got nailed, and then something happened here, right?
Yeah, it might have been 2019, But there
or
was
even further back. Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. Much better traffic. And then
actually, I think I can see it's right here.
Yeah.
You see this?
Yeah.
It's Facebook traffic.
Facebook traffic was driving all that?
See, look. You see here, so well, it's a combo, but you see your Google traffic's been kind of steady, right?
Right.
But the biggest change here is this green bar. Your Facebook traffic's gone from a couple thousand a day to like a couple hundred a day. See? That's been the big shift here. If you cut out this green bar, this whole thing becomes flat.
So Dennis, you just answered something I have been asking others.
Your data, Mark, your data clearly shows what's going on here.
Right,
look,
right.
Look, it's right. It's obvious right here.
Yeah.
You don't have to be an expert data scientist to see this.
No, I know. I just need somebody that knows how to use it to tell a story.
To look at charts?
Yeah, that's not my expertise. I'm good behind the camera. I'm not good at I'm allergic to spreadsheets.
So because your Facebook traffic's gone down, all the other per page, top pages, whatever has gone down too. So then the question is, what is the quality of that Facebook traffic? And how does that tie into advocacy, awareness, other like softer metrics? Because, obviously we want donations, but, we're not tying that back.
Yeah.
Let's see, AMP. Well, AMP is not, AMP is like whatever, up and down. Interesting. Season. Oh, a Christmas thing. Okay, boom. You just get this December 25th. All right. You get these little spikes. That's great. It seems like your YouTube is more powerful than your website and everything else.
It is.
It's almost like the website is like a place people go after they visit YouTube because they want to hear the story and they get educated and they want to check out.
I think it's double different audiences. I mean, because we're doing the news content and YouTube tanked too. YouTube, we were about 130 million views a year. And this year we're at 10 million views. And that, I believe, it is, and I gave you guys access to that too. I believe that is, there 3 years ago, I was pretty much the only YouTuber focusing on homelessness. Now there is all kinds of other traffic or content, I should say. Do I need to?
No, this is shoot, someone else was on this. Which one? Shoot, I forgot which one it's under. Let's see. I'll go to YouTube instead.
So, now there's like soft white underbelly. Soft white underbelly is getting huge traffic. So it used to be I was the only one, and now there's all kinds of, now they're very negative content. People are attracted to that car wreck, So I'm now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think they are maybe our audience.
I don't know who this is. This is one of our team members. Somebody's screwed up our whole onboarding thing, so I've not been able to get in the last couple of days.
Yeah,
it's driving me nuts.
Maybe you could try another way. You might be able to send an email.
Okay.
Yes, tablet. No. Enter your 8-bit backup code. No. I have this with our managing editor from time to time, but it's only the two of us.
Yeah, we have so many people though that just all it takes is one person got admin and they mess things up.
Right.
So what is your goal? Just more traffic on the site?
Yeah, our number one goal is
donations.
Is to educate the public, because right now there is a push to criminalize homelessness, and we can't arrest our way out of homelessness. There's literally, I don't know, there's the it's called the Cicero Institute. It's the billionaire I'm not a conspiracy theory person, but it's the truth. He's the billionaire that invests in for-profit prisons. So if you look at Cicero Institute, click on homelessness, that's all propaganda. This is our competition. And right now they have a model bill, and they just passed it in Tennessee that homelessness is now a felony.
Wow.
So
really?
in Missouri, they passed a bill that homelessness is a $750 fine, 15-day or jail. But the worst part is that the state can't invest any money into housing.
I didn't even know that. That's just evil.
Yeah, it is. And so, I'm part of national groups that were working to try to counter that. And people, they believe all homeless people are drug addict criminals.
Right.
And majority of homeless people are under 16 years old. You
I
know,
didn't know that. Wow, it's a bunch of kids.
Yeah, and even if somebody does drugs, the best way to get them out of sight and get them help is to get them off the streets. And, you know, so that is, you know, what we're doing. That is our primary goal.
You know, I think I have a simple solution that will make a big impact, kind of like an 80-20 thing. So, Mark, you have a lot of power in this DR62 because media, news, right, from these 250,000 links.
So that's pretty good.
This is good. So I'm going to give you the good news and the bad news, or the opportunity. There's in marketing, I've learned that you never say there are problems. There's only opportunities.
Right.
So there's a lot of opportunities here.
Right. That's what. Yeah.
All right. So you have some sites like this one, DR86, that's linking to you. That's your most powerful one. And you have all these, you know, 250,000 links, but not all links are worth the same.
Right. And
so some of these guys that, you know, that have a high domain rating and it's very relevant to what we're talking about. These people are linking to you, right? That's the whole point.
Right. You're looking at backlinks.
Yeah. We're not looking at frigging, you know, alt tags.
Right.
Whatever. Yeah. So these are pretty good. So the sum total of all these guys linking to you, especially this .gov. Wow.
Yeah. That's SAMHSA.
Love that. Yeah. Very relevant, high authority, .gov. I mean, wow, I'd love to get more of these. So the sum of all these is giving us a 62. So this 62 allows us to rank on these 5,400 keywords as we just saw. So, I mean, there's things we could do to increase the 62 because I got a bunch of sites in the 70s that can link to you, but that's another thing. But here's the thing. So each of these particular pages doesn't rank on very many keywords. So you have a lot of juice. That's like having a car with a 600 horsepower engine, but you move it like 2 miles per hour.
Right.
Like what? Well, wait, what if I just move it to an 800 horsepower? No, that's not.
Yeah. Lamborghini on the 405 freeway.
Yeah. It's like a transmission problem, right? So when I start looking at other pages, like here, your about page, or looking at different stories, or looking at the different top pages. So I just did a search. I did a site : invisible people. So I'm asking Google, hey, how many pages are there on invisiblepeople.tv? And Google says there's 2,900. And it's also telling me generally what the top pages are, right? So this one, news about homelessness, they're saying is your top page. Donations, of course. So there's these other ones that are pretty good. But here's the bad news, which is actually not bad news because it's easy to fix. Each of these pages, so this is your top page, news about homelessness. Okay. So what would we expect this to be? Well, if it's news, there's all this stuff that's happening, you know, and you have all these things going on. You expect this to be a powerful page. It gets lots of traffic, right?
Correct.
Well, this page ranks on only 5 keywords, and the page has a rating of 26. So the domain's got a 62. Obviously, the home page is, you know, the domain's got more, but the further away you are from the home page, the more this ranking falls down.
Right.
But even this page only ranks on 5 keywords, and I'll tell you why in a second. So here are the 5 keywords.
Homelessness news. Yeah, I probably have that in there someplace because that is a landing page.
But Google's trying to determine what this page is about. And so it uses all these different signals. Every web page lives on its own. It's not just a website. Right. So there's not many links coming to this page. And there's not, the way you've organized this makes it so that when someone types in homelessness news, you're in position 23. So this is the only thing you rank on, homelessness news, whatever. And you're not even on the first page of any of these. And
so
it's not
how do I fix that?
Okay.
And then while you're there, just go down here and see where it says news archives.
Uh-huh.
No, go up a little bit. Right there. Here. Yeah. See what that does, because that's the landing page is actually in.
This one's even worse. This is a rating of 12 and it ranks on nothing. Wow. That other page is 10 times more powerful than the one they're both.
Right. No, I get it. Right.
Yeah. And the reason why is that from Google's standpoint, if I turn off images, there's no content here.
Oh, I totally understand. No, I totally get it. Dennis, you're exactly why I wanted to talk to you. No, I literally have been asking. We've paid for SEO audits and
no, you don't need to. But those people are just following formulas. They're using these SEO tools to just crank out canned reports. You need a human who knows what they're doing to look at this. That's what analysis is.
Thank you. So how do I add keywords to these pages?
Okay, so this is kind of a balance between feeding the search engine versus feeding the user.
Right.
So the search engine needs to see, a few paragraphs of text, and that can potentially push some of these articles a little bit down. Now, of course, with RankBrain and a lot of the updates Google's making, they're starting to look more at what the user wants instead of what the search engine's looking for.
Okay.
So on these pages, if we just had, so here, news about homelessness, you had a few sentences saying, we collect it, we have thousands of stories about homelessness related to children and drug, whatever, like just a little like blurb about this on top of this.
Yeah.
And inside that blurb, we can link between related articles. So this is the thing I wanted to show you. So if we go to like learn more or any of your top pages, stories about, get involved, this just goes straight to, this is so thin, Mark.
Yeah. The get involved, I have to change anyways.
Just any of them, they're all like this. Let's go to your about. So I get it. Like, because of YouTube, because of the stories and the emotional involvement of homelessness and what it means, and looking at the faces of these young kids, and just, I get it, like the empathy side. That's great that you have this, but the search engine is looking for text.
Right. And there's not.
So you have a little bit of text, but this is all you have.
Right.
So if this is about invisible people, well, what is it that I want to know about invisible people? Well, invisible people is started by Mark, and there's a founder story. And here's the actual cause of homelessness. And did you know that they're criminalizing it? Like each of those is a heading. So think of, you remember we learned like in high school English, we'd write an essay and there'd be a heading, or like the lead sentence of a paragraph, then a few sentences in the heading and a few sentences. Like it has to be structured this way. And so that structure's not here. So merely
I totally get it, because I do the same. I do the same. My first paragraph on YouTube when I'm writing a description, and how I craft the title, it's to get Google's attention.
Yeah. So if I literally, how PAA works, right?
No, I don't know.
I'll do a search, how to end homelessness, or, criminalization, or whatever it is. So when I do a search here, here's things that are related to,
right.
See, criminalizing homelessness. Okay. Okay. So let's say I'm one of these people. I'm interested. I saw one of your videos. I saw some news thing. I'm like, wait, I didn't realize it's a felony and I can be put in jail and all this. Like, oh, wow, I need to find out more. So I go to Google and I search about this, right? This is something that is super obvious, Mark, but until you see it, like once you see it, Mark, you can't unsee it.
No.
So I do a search. And so Google sends regular results, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's maybe some Twitter, some news, like other sorts of things. But you see here with people also ask. So if I search criminalizing homelessness, what are the other things? Well, what is the criminalization of poverty? How does the U.S. criminalize homelessness? Is it illegal in the U.S.? Is anti-homelessness architecture illegal? Is it? So these are all related topics. So Google is literally telling us for any web page that we have on any topic, what are the other things that we need to have as our headings to answer these questions? And then we might have other pages that link other articles that are, other web pages that basically cross-link between each other. That way, when we have, blog post on each of these.
And that's what the learn more pages are. I built that off of that.
Okay.
So I didn't know it was PAA. I think that's what you called it, right?
Yeah, PAA.
I know it's what people are searching for.
And now you can see, you see how like when I expanded a couple of them, now Google's suggesting all these other things too, right? So Google's literally telling me and this is like a listicle, the top 20 meanest cities, or, what is it in Ohio versus California versus, so Google's telling us our site structure, which Google took away the wonder wheel and a lot of the views into latent semantic indexing, LSI, and these other sorts of pieces, but they brought this back. And Google has said that they're going to continue to reorganize search results around intent and related topics instead of just being the librarian. So, like for the last 15 years, Google's just been a librarian where they just give you this one piece of information. Right. Now they're trying to go further. And that's why you see things like PAA and other things part of universal search.
So we use some of this to write content. We have our writers, write content based on what people are searching. Not all the time.
But look, so this is a great article, right? Why are more children homeless than ever before? And granted, this is only 2 days ago and it's under youth, but this one is not getting any keywords and it also has no links.
Yeah, it's a lot of our news. Yeah,
the links that you have are authoritative, like according to this government site, according to these other authoritative studies, like you're linking out.
Right.
So
There's no inbound links. Yes.
Yeah, I'm saying don't. I mean, obviously you can still link out. I'm a little bit greedy when it comes to links because I kind of don't want to.
I'm with you. I use the IKEA model of internet. Like IKEA controls your whole journey when you walk through.
Yeah. But here's the other thing, Mark, is that you don't see, like, you're linking out to all these other guys, which is great, but where's the internal links?
The inbound links. And that is
the internal links. Not inbound links are people linking to us, but the internal links are links within our site.
Okay, for us going to other content that we've written.
Yeah. That's the biggest thing I wanted to show you, just that one thing. And this is WordPress, right?
Yes.
Okay. So are you aware of like Link Whisper and Rank Math and these other tools?
I know of them, but I've never used them.
So I'll give you our license if you want, because I have an enterprise license on all these tools.
Okay.
So Link Whisper is an AI-driven tool where it'll look at, you can see my screen, right? So it'll look at the different blog posts that you have, and like this one's got no links. So like, okay, then I can come in and say, all right, look across all the articles I've ever written on the site and try to automatically find, well, there's no suggestions on this one so far. We'll go to another one. Try to find other like find the anchor text and related topics where I might be able to add more links.
And it's internal. It's searching the WordPress site for another post that we could link to that we've already written.
That's right. And so
that helps build authority.
Yeah.
Wow, I always thought authority was the government writing about you, like, that one example. I didn't know.
Okay. So here's one. What is this on? The myth of overnight success, right? You can understand what that article's about. And here it's making suggestions. Focus on the business impact. Should I use that one? Yeah, sure. This one, this is the business. No, that's not relevant.
Right.
This one's business. Nah. Yeah, this is relevant. I'll take that one. So like a third to a half of them, I'll take their suggestions. This is where you need a human or a VA who's smart and understands what's going on. Like, yeah, that's relevant enough. Mentors, but nah, that's not quite there. You know what it is because we chose the word business. That's not the right keyword to rank on for this one, but you can see that. So it's just making suggestions on where I can make links, right? And then at the end, this has got way too many because businesses, I use the word business too much. It's probably not a good word to use, but here, and that's where like tools like Rank Math come in. So now based on the suggestions, I'll take whatever, like 5 or 6 of them. And now it's automatically done those links for me. Now, if you have someone, Mark, who really knows your content, they might remember of the 2,000 pages you have on the site, which article and what portion of which article should link to which thing. But this is a great way to make it, to get you like
great. No, that looks easy peasy. And we have a managing editor. She reads and edits and then posts everything. We have a bunch of writers.
Yeah.
That looks.
So then if I look at my posts, and I'll give you access to all the stuff that we have.
Well, thank you very much.
I'll happy to. So like, okay, here's one. Mistakes to avoid when applying for a job. Because there's, we teach a lot of people how to do digital marketing, this kind of thing. Okay. So here's a post. And a lot of this is just repurposing videos that I've made. So I'm not actually writing any posts.
Right.
You're taking our videos and then turning them into articles, as you can imagine, right?
Right.
And then using tools like Rank Math, it's automatically making these different suggestions to try to get the score up to 100, right? So, I don't think that AI can replace the humans, just like the link suggestions or here, like you might want to try a different title or you might want to try this or that, but it makes it easier. If you have people who are not pros like you and I, it's like training wheels kind of.
Oh, yeah. It helps. It's great. Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
And especially if you notice on our site, and I've been thinking about actually splitting it in, there's a video side, and then there's a news side. And if you look at categories, they're kind of aggregated together, but it didn't work as I had originally intended. The idea was somebody would come in, it's an inbound strategy. They're coming in because of a news article and they'd stay to watch a video. But that didn't really work out the way I designed it with the money I had at the time.
You might want to change the site structure to be other than what you have here at the top level.
That's kind of what I'm saying, because the stories is completely different from the news. They're almost two different websites.
But instead of stories and news, I mean, you could have that. I would think, what are the topics related to homelessness? And
well, so if you click on a news, click on news or any of them.
Oh,
click on any post. No, any post, any post, okay. And you see up here, they're all categorized. Go up. They're all location and topic.
Okay.
Right above the title.
That's more like a WordPress tagging structure, you know.
Exactly. But they're all by, you know, down here related topics.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this though.
So right there, see where the drop down is? Oh, yeah.
But it's not helping you. So even though WordPress has a built-in category and tagging structure.
Right.
For some reason, no juice is being passed.
Yeah, there's no inbound links.
Yeah, that's what there's none here. Yeah.
And what we should do here is because we focus on eviction, we focus on criminalization. So there's 30, 40 articles that we could click to.
And then each of these, this is great that you have these categories, but you can
that's what I was talking about. See right up where the search is, Dennis, you'll see location and topic.
Yeah.
So that's, if you click on any one of those, it drops down.
So I'll just choose one of them, pregnant.
Right. So this is a mix of the news and the video.
Okay. Right, because you've tagged it as such. Okay.
Right.
But there's zeros on all these.
Right.
There's zero SEO power on all these.
Right.
So it's just none of the juice is passing to this because of this issue where there's no content. It's just links. Google's going to see this as just your tagging structure is just links. It's not actually.
Yeah.
You need to have some words right here. It just goes straight.
Yeah. And and maybe I'll have to redesign it. I don't know I don't know if there's a value in people coming into the category.
There is if you have just like a few paragraphs, kind of like as an overview, like what do I need to know about criminalization?
So if you go to learn more, that is where criminalization of homelessness, or any one of them you can click on, mobile homelessness, any one of them.
But I feel like what you have here, like your top nav is more like a call to action, like donate and learn more. And it's not actually a site structure.
Right. No, I'm listening. I've been thinking about what you're talking about. You're just taking it to a new level.
Oh, I'm just telling you what you already have. Like, look, you have it. This is arguably one of your top pages and there's no traffic coming here. Right. The only traffic that's coming here is from people that go to the homepage and then click on this. And that's why your overall site traffic's lower. Any site that's a major publisher, like 99% of their traffic mark goes to their individual articles, not to the homepage and then people navigating. Like I can show you any of the major sites we have that are around whatever topic. And it's almost like the homepage doesn't matter except to pass the SEO juice.
Click on one of the topics. Click on any one of them.
Mobile homelessness. All right.
Yeah. And does this have any juice? Any of these topics?
Let's see.
2
and 2. Yeah. Wow. Something like this should be like if you have a 62, and I know homelessness is sort of a niche thing, but this should be
no, you're right, because it
should be 100 to 200. I would expect.
Yeah, this is built off of why are people living in their cars is what people were searching. Why are people? You know what I mean? So I kind of mobile homelessness is the key word.
But that may or may not even be the actual term that we want. So. Right. Maybe people are actually searching on.
Yeah, I built that a while back. They were when I built this 3 years ago.
Nobody's searching on mobile homelessness, but living in cars, homeless in cars or whatever. Yeah. Here's other variations that actually do have mobile homeless shower.
Yeah, I need to go back through and do an overhaul.
I don't think you need an overhaul. I think you just need to structure the right keywords, the right headings. You basically are missing headings, the proper headings within your articles and proper page titles, and then linking between them. It's just 101 internal SEO. It's nothing to do with, alt tags or meta, whatever.
I agree. I use that as an example of some of the other people that came in or that I've engaged with to help solve this answer, and you did it.
Isn't it funny that the people that are talking about mobile homelessness, they're mainly looking for getting showers or shelters? Like, I didn't know. I thought it's interesting.
Yeah, and it is. So this is an audience crossover. So some of it are like what I'm really the audience I'm after is that high school kid doing an article about mobile homeless. Okay. However, there's mobile homeless people looking for where I can take a shower.
Oh, right.
So that is the crossover. And I get this on YouTube live. When I live stream, I have homeless people moderate the chat, and the chat is filled with homeless people. I never thought, but if you think about it, they can't afford Netflix. They're in their car or their tent. They are consuming YouTube. So I started to try to think of how can I provide value for homeless people, which is another bucket of content that I'm trying to do.
Oh, wow. That's so cool. It's like this integrated community. Wow.
Yeah,
We should build this. Isn't it funny? Like mobile. So they're thinking it's also mobile Alabama, right?
Yeah. I get that a lot too on different things.
Yeah. I don't think it's hard for you to tune up your SEO to get more traffic. It's just you have a site structure issue mainly. Happy to help you. And I'll give you access to a couple of these tools that we paid for. You can give your editor this stuff.
Thank you.
I love what you're doing though. This is like a life work mission kind of thing. So my hat's off to you.
Well, what I'm trying to do is be the trusted source. If you're, and a lot of UC Berkeley now has a Invisible People College course based on my content. That is kind of what I'm trying to do. And then when we do, the social, like when I have a new piece of content, I share it out 3 times in a day for different time zones. And then when I come back through, then we intermix it with other evergreen content.
Yeah.
Because, I've been doing this for 13 years. So, and then, you toggle, we use Agora Plus.
Oh, Agora Pulse. Yeah.
Yeah. And we toggle between fundraising or advocacy, and, we try to provide people with what they want. I mean, some of our most traffic on social media is content that we published 10 years ago. Oh, I'm hardly normal.
You're hardly normal. Okay.
Yeah. Mark Horvath, I've never been able to acquire. Hardly Normal or Invisible People.
There you are.
Yeah.
This was 2 years ago. Yeah. You're getting no search engine love here.
Yeah. I used to get, like Dateline NBC, and a lot of people used to feature us. That has not been, we don't get the external media love like we used to.
Oh man, you got a broken link here.
Okay, hit reload one more time.
Some AMP
refresh. I'm about to do some maintenance on this.
You see that I clicked on the link here.
Right. It's a temperamental thing. If you go back and refresh, I bet you might not have the problem. If not, I got a link to go fix.
I mean, you could use any of our SEO tools and they'll tell you.
Oh yeah, I got a link to go fix.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I could just run a report to show you all the broken links. I mean, Google will tell you in Webmaster Tool or Search Console as well.
Cool.
This is just tagging.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, these pages, they just need to have a little blurb up on top of each of them. So
got it.
Otherwise, it's just a link farm.
Right.
But I like how you feature the stories. Like you're trying to blend search and social by showing the humanity of these people, that they're real. They're not just some statistic. But at the same time, it's like a left brain, right brain thing.
Yeah. You get the strategy. When I built this website, that was the idea. And I was the limited funding. I mean, there's probably some ways I could do it better.
I love what you're doing. That's just my hat's off to you. I mean, the fact that you've grown all this basically single-handedly.
Oh gosh. I mean, yeah, we didn't have any real funding for the last 2 years. I worked.
Yeah.
And I knew it. Now narrative change is a thing, right? All the foundations are looking at different ways to change the narrative. So it's now become a thing.
Man, you just keep linking to everyone else. Why don't they link back to you? They should. You link to them. Let's see.
We haven't grown our authority yet, if you would. I mean, as a news publisher, people are linking to the National Alliance here. You have the National Alliance. They're not linking to us yet. So I'm trying to get better content. As I get better content and hire better writers, they'll be linking to us.
But look, so as a comparison.
No, I get it.
But so they're slightly higher authority than you. They have way more keywords. But look, this page has 5,000 keywords by itself. And
no, I know I sometimes compare URLs, and they're the ones that, come up on YouTube, I kick their ass. So
yeah, well, you're better at the storytelling side of things. Yeah.
Yeah, this is basically a government page.
Well, I'll put you in touch with one of our SEO people that will give you access to the different tools we have. But anything you need, Mark, let me know.
Thank you.
And I'll figure out what's going on with the access so we can properly analyze what you're doing on YouTube and figure out referral traffic, that kind of thing.
So kind of you. Thank you, Dennis. You have a marvelous day.
Anything else I can do?
No, I mean, that's it right now. I mean, I don't know. At some point, I would like to get some VA help. And you gave me that PDF. I have a virtual COO that I use. She does 5 hours a week, does all that kind of stuff. And I've tried to get her to explore virtual assistants for more of our help. I even sent her your PDF. Yeah. She, I for whatever reason, she hasn't executed and I haven't had the bandwidth.
I see that a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. And I mean, right now, I have the money for a cameraman, which I desperately need, or a project manager. So the last person I tried to hire a cameraman / project manager, and it didn't work. Right. So what I need to do is look at hiring a virtual assistant project manager that can run that stuff. And in your experience, you're able to find people that understand marketing. That's probably a dumb question.
Yeah, but I know a few agencies that do just that, but it's very hard to get this because VAs, I know it's a stereotype and it's not always true, but generally VAs do mechanical, semi-mindless things that are just beyond automation, that the tools haven't quite gotten there yet.
Yeah. Because like right now I'm producing 3 animations, like how to talk to your kids about homelessness is one of them. And I need somebody to help manage, like you got to go find a voiceover person. You got to make sure they do their deliverables on time. You got to find the animator, make sure the contract's signed on time. It's project management in like a creative industry, which I didn't know if that's possible.
That's just really hard. It's really hard. You'll find people. You have such a community, Mark, that you will find volunteers that will do this.
Well, thank you. You're awesome. You made my day, Dennis.
Can I quote you on that?
Yes, you very much. You can.
And maybe use this call as training for other people that want to learn SEO.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I have a board meeting in a half an hour, and I'm just going to talk about you. So
appreciate you. Awesome, Mark.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Thank you. Talk soon. Bye.